Hello and welcome back to Clear Blue Skybox. I'm Clear Blue Skies and this is vlog number 8 of the vlog series that I'm doing. The weekly vlog, is it a series? I don't know. Do you like my wonderful jumper? It's incredible. This is carpet. Amazing. Right, so the week, or what we're going to do this week, it's going to be pretty standard, I think. I'm going to go through the Trello board as we usually do, have a look at how that went, talk about day by day. I took notes this time as the week went by, so we're going to see if that helps at all. And we'll just get to it, I think. I don't have anything super important to run through. So let me switch to the scene. Okay. So, this week was looking a lot worse than I thought it would. It didn't go quite as well. I always say that. I need to find some new way of saying this. It felt really bad up until the very end, and now it kind of looks good again. And that's something that I think is a bit of a problem. So last week we did the big... what was it? Oh no, last week we started to do programming again and things like that. And it was supposed to be a revision week, wasn't it? This week is the first week back off of that, trying to get back into doing things that are weekly again. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. So let's go through it like this. So Monday, I had nothing going on, so I got to work on stuff. I mostly worked on in Figment Arc sound effects things, did a bit of OpenGL programming, and that was fine. Tuesday, I met up with Andres and we talked about the game. We cut a bunch of features down, and we're going to really focus on the ones that we have, the ones we have planned out. We're going to work through polishing those. That's the aim. So that was a really productive meeting. It raised this idea of aesthetics. So one of the things that I did this week was create a mood board, and Andres did the same thing. Choose a few soundtracks to listen to. So I've been listening to game soundtracks all week to use as reference for the aesthetic style for the game, and that's really fun. Find some artists to follow, and we're going to talk about that soon. So that was really good. It took up some time this week, but as we keep saying, in Figment Arc stuff is the priority for everything. So that felt good. That was productive. The meeting was really fun, and actually I'm going to cut to those. I have shots from it, so I'll cut to those now. Me and Andres are doing the game thing. Say hi, Andres.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know how much footage I'm going to have to take to work for a vlog, but we're going to try this. Show you a bit around where we are at the moment. This is South Bank Centre. It's pretty nice. Andres is back at the table. I'm going to have to leave in a second. Got some doves. Yeah, fancy. Me and Andres are here in the Royal Festival Hall. Andres is getting a drink. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Yeah, just talking about the game. It's been a good meeting. We've refocused all our efforts a little bit. It was getting a little bit worrying about trying to make the deadline that we set for the start of December. So we took some time to think about everything we need to have in a game, focus on mechanics, like paring mechanics down, stripping everything out, and we're gonna polish that up more. Yeah. So it's going well so far. It was a success. What do we do? What do we do, Andres?
Oh, I thought that was a picture at first. We planned out the next phase of work, milestone of work.
Yeah.
We looked at what we have done, showed off the status bar a bit so that we could see the more feedback in the game scene. and also got very excited about the future of the game.
We did, because we do that every single time we meet up. Every single time. Yeah, we got milestone 11 planned out. It should be a good. It's going to be mostly features, which is nice. That's exciting. So yeah, a successful meeting. And this is South Bank. I don't know if you can see anything. Yeah. So, success. Okay, so you got to see Andres on the vlog. Yay. That went okay. Wednesday, I take Wednesdays evenings off to relax, because if I don't do that, then I just keep going through. Thursday, I went to athletics practice for the first time. I did take some videos of that, and I put it on my Instagram, to which there will be a link in the description. But I'm not going to cut it in here. Basically, it went okay. It was pretty fun. It was very friendly. The session was a little bit under-organized, maybe. So if I go there, I'll have to coach myself quite a lot, which isn't ideal. So I'm going to try it out again this week coming, and I'll try a different place in the next coming weeks. I've got another one to look into, so I'll try that out and see how it goes. But I think I'll enjoy doing athletics, some kind of actual training with other people again. So that was a success, even if I have mixed feelings about the session. So that took up most of Thursday night, and I was pretty tired after that. Friday was all work. Saturday was pretty much all work. Sunday today has been pretty much all work, and that is a pattern that I'm seeing a lot of. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just bang out all of the things I want to do in the week, and that doesn't feel great. It makes me feel pretty nervous the whole way through, and to the point where yesterday I wrote this note about feeling panicky about not getting through enough. Like, I have this constant want to work harder and harder and harder on stuff, and it's coming because, like, on Friday, Saturday, I'm looking at my list and I've done 2 or 3 things, and they're all in Figment Arc stuff, which doesn't usually get put on the list at the start of the week anyway. So it looks like I'm just not doing anything, and that's not true. It hasn't, like, it's clearly not true, right? But this is why we have these vlogs, to prove that it isn't. But it feels really terrible. So that's something I need to look at, and it's sort of this same concept with revision and things. So one thing, since taking up the revision ticket, it has been so on my mind that I've hated it. I hated doing the revision part at all, but it's so important to retaining the knowledge that I don't want to not do it. And I think part of the problem is that I do each of these things one at a time, right? So I'll do all of the like drawing a whole picture before doing any work on a composition, and I'm doing the composition stuff, I'll do a whole section of it and things like that, which means that I in my brain I go, I'm going to do all of this revision in this block right now, and there's too much stuff. I don't enjoy it. I'm doing it because it's important, which makes it hard work. So having this big block of stuff that is hard just isn't working, because I just push it back and push it back and push it back. So I need to revise in small chunks, like an hour, half an hour, and just constantly refresh and reread and redo things. So that is what I'm going to try and do. I did do some C# revision this week, which is good, but I didn't get through everything I'd like to get through. I found some new knowledge that I want to write down about garbage collection in C#. So I think I haven't crossed that one off, and I'll keep working on it. But I think I'm going to keep working on it as much more of a constant thing, the same way I do piano. When I'm practicing piano, because it's not on my list, I do it like 20 minutes, 15 minutes at a time. But I am getting better. Like, my fingers are faster or more accurate. I know notes better. I am improving by just doing 15-20 minutes a day, it's just not at the forefront of my focus all the time, so I'm not blocking out huge amounts of time, but it's enough to improve. And that's kind of what I think I should be doing with revision, right? I need to make it a thing that happens over and over and over again until I can recall the information much more easily. So I'm going to do that. Right, yes. So back to the list. One thing that did happen on Monday, which has been a little bit of a disaster, you will note the game composition course is still sitting over there, not done, which is a bit rubbish. But I have a reason, and the reason is on Monday my laptop decided to stop charging the battery. I still need to spend some time figuring out why, whether it's the faulty, like a faulty power cable, or whether it's the battery's died. But it means I lost 8 hours of commuter time, basically, or time on my commute, where I usually do things like this, where I'm doing note-taking or game composition stuff. I work on the songs a lot on my commute, and I couldn't do any of that immediately from Monday. So that sucks. I really wanted to move that forward, but it happens. It is the way it is. The laptop is clearly on its last legs, so I'm going to spend some time cleaning it up this week. Gonna back it up because I don't want to lose all my stuff. It's really slowing down as well, so I'll need to think about how I deal with that at some point soonish. I don't want it to be too much of a detriment to me, so I'll have to do that. I did do the animation stuff, which was really fun. I really enjoyed that, and I drew some pictures. I don't know if this will show up. Oh, it did. It's a bit stretched. I don't really know what I was working towards here. I'm trying to work out how, like, I did a bunch of stuff there that challenged me, and I want to keep doing that. And I've got a little project. Actually, because there's no time. I've got a little project that I'm going to work on that you'll see more of, to try and push myself to do more dedicated or more specific artwork. I also did another 20-minute pose thing, as I said I was going to do, so that went fine, and I enjoyed it. The big thing that we did was OpenGL. So I got, look at this. This is controlled by the keyboard arrow keys to change. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. Now it is. To change the amount of speed that it spins with based on what axis. It's also lit. Let me try and slow it down. So you can change the lighting by pressing L. Unlit, lit. You can also change the texture, how it renders the texture, which is a little bit harder to see, but that's all OpenGL 1, and it's pretty cool. It can do lighting, and I had to do normals for it, so I'm pretty happy with that. I also finally did the end of chapter 3 for OpenGL, the book that I'm working through, and using OpenGL 3, so that is also going along as well quite nicely. So I'm pretty happy with the progress that I'm making in graphics development. Even if it is slow going, it's pretty exciting to do. I'm really finding the low level stuff quite interesting to work on, and I'm not even taking stuff directly from the tutorials anymore. Like, I'm using the tutorials to guide the things that I do, but I'm not copy and pasting or writing out what the code is in the tutorials. I'm taking that and placing it into the object-oriented version that I've built. So that's quite cool. Yeah. Okay. And also the intro to the outro for the vlog. That, if all went well, you should have seen the intro already, and you'll see the outro in a bit. I'll also move my record over as I usually do. Let's see, what other notes did I take? yeah, indecision. So one thing, sort of an aside, that I found out or worked out during the week is that indecision is a bit of a time soak. I will not really know how to get started on something and then feel like I'm not making enough progress on it, so my brain will sort of go, what else could I be working on? What else should I be working on? And it just means that I don't start any of them for like a whole hour or something. Or there were times where I was feeling like Saturday, where I was feeling like I just couldn't get my brain to focus on stuff. So I got up to take a dedicated hour to do whatever I wanted. Nothing, games, play a game, read a book, whatever. And all I actually did was stand up, walk around, and look at the things that I might be able to do and not actually do any of it. Because I just couldn't decide what it was that I wanted to do. And any one of them would have been fine, right? What I need to do more of is just make a decision to get into something and just get my head into it until it's done, basically. So I'm going to try and keep that in mind as I move forward. Right. So let's have a quick plan of the next week. So as I said, me and Andres had a meeting to discuss the game, and we've got the next milestone planned out. We've only got a couple things to do with the end of this milestone, and we can start showing the games again. We're trying to work on some models for it, starting soonish. So that'll be good, because at the moment I feel a bit bad sharing what we have, because it uses models that are taken on the internet. Like they're given with sort of open licenses and stuff, but it's still not our stuff, you know. So that's something we're going to work on. But this week I am going to be working on the implementation for sound effects. So you see this sound effects ticket here. I created a few sound effects for various things in the game, and this will be implementing a system within Unity to play those sound effects at various times. I have in my brain an idea, in fact I wrote it on the ticket. I have in my brain an idea about a sound manager and sending events through from from the script that actually wants to trigger a sound to some sort of translation script which takes the event and informs the manager to play a sound from a certain source. So that way you don't have to specify the sound files in various different scripts. You specify them all in one script and you call them via like a string or some identifier. I don't know if that's super overcomplicated for what we need, but it seems like it might be useful. So I'm going to go around that and try and get that done. That will bring us to being pretty much done with the milestone that we have now. We can go into a new round of features. So the next milestone is just all the main features that we want, that will make it a game where you have to make choices and that will make it entertaining to play. And I'd like to work on some models at the same time, so we can sort of start showing that stuff. So implementing sounds is the main Infinite Art ticket. I'll continue my revision as normal. I'd like to get to the end of the C# stuff, but we'll see how that goes. Keeping the game composition thing on there again. I need to get this sorted because it's becoming a little bit of a problem, really. Can't have that sitting around for too long, and it just means that I'm not doing that revision, not doing that practice of working on things over and over and over again. I think I made a mistake when I took that revision week, because it's just meant that I took a week out of doing all those small things over and over and over again. I quite like doing making sure I draw something, two images a week, making sure I do one of those Blender tutorials a week, making sure I do piano practice every day, making sure that I work on tickets, the programming stuff every week. It's nice to do small things and improve. The only thing is that I feel like maybe I'm not doing as much improvement as I should be doing. Like maybe I should be focusing on one thing and then making a lot of progress, and then switching and focusing on another thing and making a lot of progress. But I don't think that will actually work for me. So this small iteration thing, I need to start applying it to everything. So that's what we're going to do. We have a new blog post to write, so I'm going to do that as well. Clearing out the computer and backing up the computer, that's going to have to happen this week. Back up computer. Unfortunately, that needs to happen. Study club. So study club is a thing that me and Andres has started doing, where we watch a game design, development, or other video and try and learn something from it. He's already watched the video for this month's study club, so I need to catch up basically. I will put the video in the description as well, just in case anyone wants to read along or watch along with it, see what we are watching. The other things I need to do are programming tasks. Oh, I didn't talk about the cracking the coding interview stuff. I tried to do the next cracking the coding interview task, and I just did not like it. It was so not enjoyable compared to working on the graphic stuff, working on the game, drawing. Because like I was saying, I have this cool idea for an art project basically, and that's way more exciting. Doing all the Blender stuff, doing the basic programming, or not basic, but the flavorless programming, right? The programming that is, here are the basis of how all these things work in theory, but they're really just random tasks which allow you to stretch some problem solving muscles. And it's just not very enjoyable. So what I did is I did revision on it instead of doing a task, which isn't amazing, but it's one of those things. It's exactly the same. I need to do a couple, or one of them, get into doing it every week, even if it's not cracking the coding interview, if it's something online, because there's loads of sites online where you can do it. So I need to do that as well. But anyway, programming tasks, I need to do 3 of those. I don't know if I want to start splitting my time between the OpenGL, the book, and the tutorials. I think what I'm going to do is just do the OpenGL 1 tutorials first, and I'll try and get my head back into the cracking the coding interview stuff. And then I don't know what the third one's going to be. I might substitute that actually. No, I won't. I might just do 2 OpenGL things instead and try and get through that a little bit faster, then transition onto the other OpenGL and onto the book. That might be a better way of doing it. So that's on there as well. Draw 2 pictures. Yep. The next part of the series that I'm working on for character rigging in Blender is a run cycle, so we can do animate run cycle. And obviously we need to record vlog number 9. Terrible typing. Vlog number 9. Oops. Trello's trying to help me too much. Stop trying to help me, Trello. Record vlog 9. Edit and post vlog 9. I did try the estimation thing last week. You can see, you might have seen a couple of it on the comments. Didn't really help though. It kind of, I don't think I spent enough time thinking about it, and I'm not sure that I would even if I were to try again. So I might just leave that for now. I'll put this to the top. So we've got the programming task, we've got the drawing, we've got the run cycle animation, the animation modeling stuff, and we've got the Figment Arc ticket. So that's really all the stuff that we need to get done this week. But I'd like to, I've got this feeling that I'm not moving in the way that I want to be moving. So, or not, the direction is fine, but the pace is a little slow for me. So we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking I need to sleep a little bit more. One of the things that has been pretty clear this week is I haven't been able to think forwards in a straight line much. So I think it may just be that I'm getting up too early. I keep trying to get myself up early and do more stuff, but really I'm just doing less stuff with more time. So I'll try and sleep a little bit more and see if that makes a difference. Alright, okay. I think I'll do the usual and go through and clean all that stuff up, but I think that's kind of it this week. I didn't do any. Actually, you know what? I'm also going to post the shader development video. Am I going to do that? No, I'm not going to do that. This week has been okay, but not. It was a little bit. Harrowing's not the right word. It's just been very unsatisfactory, I guess. I want to do more, but I need to. There's only so many hours in a day, and I need to sleep more. I got to figure out that problem, right? I need to do something about it. So, hopefully, understanding that I need to do things in small bursts for myself is a good first step. Getting the focus back, just starting stuff, all these kinds of things that I'm just learning, and hopefully that'll make a difference. So that's the end of vlog number 8. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. You'll find all my links to Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud. They're all in the description below. Share. Don't forget to share. Please share if you enjoyed this or whatever. All right. Have a great day. See you later. Bye.